It's Friday. Happy Friday. It's another episode of Love, Sex, Lies, and Reality Talks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wherever you are viewing from, if you're in the US or in diaspora, it's been very, very chilly. I can tell you, this chill is not my thing. Dipping into single digits is not my thing. Driving on ice is not my thing. Being out when it's extremely cold is not my thing. In as much as I like winter, I like it when it snows. I don't not like when it's extremely cold. I can deal with the snow because it brightens up the atmosphere. But when it comes to cold, I just can't do it. I was born in the summertime, so I'm a summer baby. And I kind of just like the summer better. Tell me what you think. Anywho, without further ado, let me dive right into today's topic: expectations and disappointments. We need to gain a good understanding of expectations so that we don't end up getting disappointed in life's journey. Expectations begin when we have ideas brewing in our minds, and we get these ideas brewing, and we don't know how to sometimes handle the ideas, or we don't know what to do with the ideas, or we start creating a persona out of the ideas, and we start to set expectations around the persona. The ideas are all about us, but then the projecting part comes on when we start to set expectations around a prototype or stereotype or a persona that we're creating and start to project it on other people. And so it comes to become unrealistic expectations. Expectations are good when we're trying to meet them on our own, but when we're looking for other people to meet them, they become unrealistic expectations. And so when you look at expectations, when it's projected on other people, and you are trying to make sure that those people implement the expectations, they turn to disappointments when those people can't meet them. Example, let's use romantic relationships in this analogy. You meet someone and you start setting the expectations around this person going to fulfill your emotional needs without evaluating where they are with themselves emotionally to measure and see if they can meet the needs. You may listen to their words because they also have unrealistic expectations, and it looks like, this person is going to be able to do this. They may take one action to win you in, and you think, I can start to manipulate, which is part of setting unrealistic expectations. I can start to manipulate and control this person to meet all these needs that I have, that I need to be meeting, but now I'm projecting on them. And so what happens is you may sometimes people please to get them to meet the needs. You may sometimes outdo yourself to get them to meet the needs. You may sometimes have to devise deceptive methods to get them to meet the needs. But what happens when they stop meeting the needs? Things like, you no longer love me, show up. Things like, I'm not able to manipulate and control you, show up in the form of, you've changed, which is gaslighting. And so that goes on, and then that relationship ends. But we don't take a rain check to see, was it the person? Was it me? How did we both contribute? What role did I play? And how can I stop myself from expecting from other people what I need to be doing in my own space? Are you still with me? Type yes if you're still in this conversation, because I'm really looking this year for us to get in a place where we can be honest with ourselves and we can start owning our truth becoming accountable and responsible for our life's journey, because that journey is yours and yours alone. So when those expectations lead to disappointments, you must also remember disappointments are life's teacher. They bring us conscious awakening moments to let us see how we're self-neglecting, self-abandoning, self-rejecting, self-sabotaging our own selves, so that as we gain the conscious awareness, we can return home, do the rain checks, do the healing work, do any other work that we need to do in our space, reevaluate our goals, reevaluate our core values and our requirements, relationship requirements, before we get into the next relationship, before we get into the next job, before we get into the next association or clique, so that we are not leaving ourselves behind and running after other people. Unrealistic expectations will result in disappointments, and disappointments will result in becoming life's teacher, teaching you the lessons you need to learn about yourself. You need to learn about other people. You need to learn about how unrealistic expectations is changing your behavior, not your character, because your character is still there, but the behaviors are changing because there's emotional and mental shift that are now leading you to get into this chaotic space and come back home to really reevaluate, revamp, regroup, realign, and self-center who you are, so that when you start meeting people, you can sit and say, before I jump in, I need to evaluate this person. The good book says, test every spirit. How are you testing the spirits that you meet? Because people have the flesh on, but they're spiritual beings. So you have to test everyone you meet. You don't build a house and invite everybody on the street to come in and live with you. The same way you need to treat your relationship with other people. You don't bring people in to trash your life. It is your life. And so at the end of the day, you can't blame them. We are the ones who send out the invite, and we are the ones who need to really make sure the people that we need in our space are the people we're inviting. So let's talk about how not to set unrealistic expectations. When you get those ideas, take a journal and write down those ideas. Look at what the idea is. What are you going to do to implement that idea in your life? If it's something you cannot implement, or you don't even know where to begin, where are you going to get the support to help you gain clarity so that you're not in your own way? Remember, relationships are about life, and life is about relationships. No man is an island. You need other people. The arm cannot say to the eyes, I don't need you. Because if the eyes see, the arms you need the arms to hold whatever you're seeing that you need to grab. Your eyes can't grab everything. And in that process, make sure your eyes are not grabbing the wrong things that will lead you off and derail you from your life. Don't let your eyes grab the enticing thing. That's what I mean. So make sure that you are checking yourself and not losing yourself. Make sure you are getting support where you need to. And make sure that as you're getting support, you're also measuring and aligning them with your core values and your life's purpose, so that you're not just absorbing everything, but you're evaluating everything. The last thing is to make sure you're introspecting and be willing to be vulnerable with yourself sometimes, to take the risk that you need in your life and learn something new. If you're not learning, you become stagnant, you become still. The only thing that grows in stillness is mold, and you don't want to be moldy in your life's journey. So today, make sure you're not setting unrealistic expectations. Set realistic expectations that are measurable, that are testable, that are achievable. Start with the baby steps. You don't have to run at everybody's pace. Your life is not about everybody. Your life is about you. So don't compare yourself to anybody else. Focus on you and make sure that you're executing at your own pace. And when you achieve the results, you're able to challenge yourself to go higher the next time, to go deeper the next time, to not allow your ego to dominate. Because if you're giving your ego the power, you will lose your own power. Your ego is your shadow. You are the light. and make sure that you are not dimming your light, but you are letting your light shine to the good and glory of God alone. Because without him, you can't do anything. So as we step in the weekend, play this over. Let it sink. And if you need support, I'm always here to help. But remember, you have the power to change the narrative. You have the power to look at the expectations. You have the power to make sure that the expectations are not projected on other people, but you're meeting them, so that when you meet people that will support you, that's what the role of other people is in your life, support. They have the capacity to support you based on where you are with yourself. People that teach us life lessons are not meant to be enemies or haters. They're meant to be those purpose pushers that push you to evaluate your life and say, am I living for me, or am I looking for others to live for me? So remember, check yourself. Make sure you're not your own greatest enemy, and make sure you're inviting the right people into your life, because this journey is yours and yours alone. And at the end of it, you'll make yourself proud when you achieve your accomplishments, mission, and purpose in life's journey. Remember to never stop loving while living. When you stop loving, you stop living. When you stop living, it means it's time to go back home to the Maker. But while he's still giving you life and breath, do not set unrealistic expectations that will lead to disappointments. The only one who can stop you from achieving your goals is you. Talk soon. Have a great weekend.